What aspects of sanctions screening are getting more difficult for financial services firms?
So with the Sectoral Sanctions program that was announced in 2014, we've seen an evolution of sanctions since then. That covered the Russia program, and where we might have thought sectoral sanctions was a thing that would be isolated or limited to Russia, we saw then when they're cropped up again with Venezuela. And I think that's a trend that we're starting to see where the governments are starting to take a targeted approach to sanctions rather than a more broad-based blanket approach that they have applied in the past with other programs.
What are some hotspot areas for sanctions that firms in the U.S. should be aware of in 2018?
I think with the Venezuela sanctions program, we saw where Venezuela came out with the petrocurrency earlier this year, which is a cryptocurrency that's backed by their oil assets. I think that's an area to be mindful of as a sanctions practitioner. The cryptocurrency area is a new area for many people, but for sanctions, it's one that we also need to take a closer look at to make sure that we are able to comply and we're able to understand that landscape in addition to the traditional sanctions that we've seen in the past.
What are some best practices that will help firms create their strategies?
I think firms will need to really amplify their risk assessment as well as to enhance their investment in people and people that really understand the evolving sanctions landscape. With the move away from traditional list-based sanctions, it really requires an understanding of the products and the risk that those pose to your institution. And you really need to be able to partner with people and perhaps vendors that will be able to take that deep dive with you and so that you remain compliant with the sanctions landscape as it evolves.